guys, Shell here. Okay, introducing Journey Toward the PhD. Once again, I'm Shelly Monique Whitfield, and I just want to share my journey with you. Okay, let me see if I can make sure folks are here and tagging in. I want to talk about today we're going to discuss the power of a growth mindset. Okay, but I do want to respond to some of the critiques that I received yesterday. I'm listening to my focus music to just bring in a positive tone. So yesterday I received a lot of very positive critiques, and I just want to make sure that I start off by following up on some of the things that people said they wanted to hear from me. So while our topic is the growth mindset, I'll go right into that after I finish just making some clarity on some of the things that I said yesterday. So I wanted to say that some people were concerned about what it takes to pursue a PhD. Okay, and the clarity on what the minimum requirements are to be in line to go for that, achieve that goal. So I just want to make clarity on it. The PhD stands for the doctorate in philosophy. I'm on track to achieve the doctorate in philosophy of education, specializing in curriculum design of online learning. Okay, which is an excellent topic for the times. No way that I knew that we were going to have a COVID-19 pandemic and the entire education would turn into online learning, but that's where we are right now. Okay, so I'm doing the curriculum design of online learning, which I should achieve by spring 2023, and the topic that I'm interested in right now, because you can choose a topic and change it up as you go. But right now, I want to research the impact of systemic racial biases. Yesterday I said I was going for systemic racial biases in education, because really that's where 30 years of my experiences lie. But when in discussing it with other people, they were saying maybe you should go for something more general, like the impact of systemic racial biases, because the truth is that many organizations are plagued with racial biases, whether it be implicit bias or blatant biases. It affects every organization. Healthcare, policing, education, of course, you name it. People have stories to tell about their experiences with systemic racial biases. And, I started off by telling my story of systemic racial biases in education. However, I did not mean to limit it to my perspective and my storytelling. That was just a jump-off spot for me. By sharing my story, I definitely want to be able to do a research study that will impact organizations and communities, families, and students. Okay, so that was just the clarity that I wanted to make. The minimum requirement for pursuing the PhD is a Bachelor of Arts degree. Some get a master's degree or two before they pursue the PhD. I have 2 master's degrees, but it is not a requirement. So a lot of young people come out of from studying the BA and decide they just want to do a PhD right away. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a retired teacher, so I'm starting out doing my PhD at a late point in my life, but sometimes that can be a very good point, because I'm coming to the table with a lot of experiences. So, just for clarity, I wanted to share that. What's required, what I believe is really required for the study of a PhD, is to have the passion. Okay, the passion to complete the study, to do the work that it takes to do the study, and to be motivated and having the courage and, being able to rise above the pressure that might come, develop from doing it. So I think that that's what's really the bottom line. It's not really about so-called intellect or being smarter than anybody. It's really just having the courage and the path, the passion to pursue it. Because I believe that's what sets a lot of people apart. I know that's what sets me apart, is that I had the courage to get on the path and jump on the bike. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about some of the jobs that you can get, or what career that you can start. Having a PhD can prepare you for teaching in higher education, entrepreneurship, consulting, coaching, and definitely speaking engagements. Okay, and there are many more opportunities in every week. When I do this live segment, I want to talk more about what the PhD is and what it can do in your life and why I'm documenting my steps. Okay, so want to give shout outs. I'll probably do it at the end because I really don't want to get off task, okay? Because people are holding me to the table like, oh, you should have said this, you should have said that. So just know that when this is over, you can critique everything that I'm saying and give me your opinion to help me to grow, to help me to do a better job at what I'm trying to accomplish. So you can leave a message in my inbox or Messenger, or even directly on my Facebook page. Thank you for your support. The power of a growth mindset is in being able to get inside yourself, okay, and critique yourself, evaluate yourself, okay. I'm not taking this growth. I know that a big topic, a trendy topic today is the power of a growth mindset, but trust and believe that this is not, I'm not taking this show from a level of something I read or someone else. I'm taking it from my own experiences and deciding, I have decided that this is how I got to where I am today. These are the steps that I took, and I just want to share it. Okay, so and I'm calling it the power of growth mindset because I believe in that. I believe that the reason why some people can take the steps to do what they want to do and others cannot is because of these reasons that I'm going to share. Okay, so the power of a growth mindset, like I said, for me, is in being able to get inside, to get outside of the box, go inside yourself, and get outside of the box, and then look at yourself and evaluate. Okay, I think that's what stops a lot of us from going to the next level, is that we don't think we have any areas to improve in, or we won't admit that we have areas to improve in, because I think that we all know that there's something that we can do better, but having the courage to evaluate yourself and admit that there's something that you can do, you can transform yourself. What can I do to be better? If it were true that you had nothing wrong, then no one would grow and change, and we're all growing and changing, and it's for the better. All right, so in order to fulfill your goals in life, you have to first do that. You have to first evaluate yourself and admit to yourself that there's some things that I might need to change, and that means that there's a need for transformation. Okay, once you come to the reality that you need to make some changes, then you have to decide how you're going to make those changes. Okay, and that's what I did for myself. It's a hard call, and it's not really easy to do, but it's something that if you think out of the box, you can do it. Okay, take a good look at yourself, okay, and say, what can I do that will change my direction, change my path, and get me to where I really want to go. Okay, all right, so that's the first step in developing a power mindset, is thinking about transformation. Let me say it correctly. Transformation is the first step toward healing your soul, removing the barriers, okay, and setting yourself on the track toward the success that you visualize for yourself. Okay, and of course, that's my next key word. My next key concept is visualize. Okay, visualizing for yourself. Okay, where you see yourself may it be a long-term goal, or it might be a short-term goal. But what is your visualization for yourself? A lot of times, whatever you visualize for yourself, in other words, wherever you see yourself going, you can probably achieve that if you put yourself in that position. Okay, I think that that's a big one. Okay, there's a saying: if you believe it, you can achieve it, and that's where that comes from. So I'm going to say, if you visualize it, visualize yourself in that place. I visualize myself in the place of pursuing my PhD, and that's why I'm here. Okay, whatever you have in your mindset where you want to go, if you visualize it and place yourself in that circumstance, then the steps towards that accomplishment come to life. Okay, it comes to life for you. It did for me. Okay, so I visualized myself pursuing this higher education. Oh, I didn't do it at the other end when I was younger, but now I'm coming to the table with a lot of valid experiences. And you know what? It's even more meaningful when you're over 50, when you're over 55. Okay. So my next step in the transformation process, in my finding my power mindset, my growth power mindset, my mindset towards growth, okay, is to establish long-term and short-term goals. Okay, you could say I want to do something, but if you never sit down and think about that vision, where you want to be, that's a problem. Okay, because then you're all over the place. I really believe in a vision board, having establishing a vision for yourself. You could do it in a lot of ways. You can do it with pictures. You can do it with mind concept maps. You can do it so many different ways where it's not tedious, where, some people shy away because they don't want to sit down and write goals out. But you don't have to do it like that. You can get creative with it, and it becomes more meaningful to you depending on how you approach it. Okay, so for me, establishing my long-term and short-term goals, I'm a writer. I like to write things, so I wrote it down first, and then I went to the creative side, okay, and I created the vision boards. I taught a class on vision board making, on developing the vision board, and I loved it so much that I have a plan to have a vision board party with my girlfriends, but at the end of the day, I'm going to do that on a video too. Now, but at the end of the day, establishing that vision board helps to keep you on track, and it can help you to see mistakes that you're making, like in your steps. Like you might say, I want to do A first and B second, but then why am I even doing this step? Once you take a real good look at it, you ask yourself these questions, and this is what helps you to get back on track, on the right track. Okay, so having a vision is where you're going to go. Okay, if you see yourself, on top of the mountain, you can't get there without visualizing it first. So think about that. Establish your long-term and short-term goals. Always have some goals. I keep trying to tell my son, he's in college, and I've been asking him to tell me what is his long-term and short-term goals for so long. Okay, and he keeps saying, Ma, that's not important. Yeah, it is important, because if you can see it, you can achieve it, and it forces you to think about it. Forces you to think about what you want to do and where you want to go. And a lot of times we think it in our mind, but we really don't have it in our soul, because, we didn't really think about it like this. So that's an encouragement. My next step I want to talk about is making a realistic plan that works for you. You might have the goals set out, but did you decide how you're going to get there? What your plan is for getting there? At the end of the day, it depends on you. It's a personal choice, what your plan is, how you want to do this thing. Do you want to Go to school? What do you want to do? You got to ask yourself these questions. Past the goals. Once you get past the goals, then make a realistic plan for you. Don't plan something according to what other people are doing, because they have done that for themselves based on their lifestyle. You have to think about your lifestyle and how you're going to fit this in. Are you going to be going to school in the evening? Are you going to take classes during the day and then work at night? I mean, some people do this. So what's your realistic plan? Talk about it. Be able to talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk to yourself. I do it all the time. Okay? So if you talk to yourself, you start to dig things out and uncover a lot of things, and it is very, very helpful. If you don't want to talk to yourself, then write to yourself. This is something I chose to do. The video vlogs and the diary is, I like to write. I write it, and then I make sure for myself that I do a video every day, because looking at yourself, speaking, and it's a record. You can create a record, and you know what? Your mindset, your body, energy, and all of that flow comes together to show you where you're at, okay? And it's all about observing the place and the time that you're in and how you can do better. What the next steps. Now, the next one I want to talk about on my list is believing in yourself, okay? Believing in yourself. There's nothing more positive than having that positive mindset about yourself, believing that you can do it. If you believe in yourself, nothing that anyone else says or does will change your path, okay? So I think that a lot of times when people are not achieving and not getting to where they want to be, it's because they really don't believe they can do it themselves, okay? The truth is that if you believe in yourself, you're more powerful than you could believe, okay? Nothing is more powerful than how you feel about yourself, okay? So I think a lot of times we're very hard on ourselves. I know I am. And we tend to put ourselves down in our mind. Some things we say, we wouldn't say to our children. Some things we say to ourselves, we wouldn't say to our children. But what we have to learn to do is nurture our minds. Okay, I believe that so strongly. You have to start nurturing yourself, treating yourself good. Putting notes. What I do is I write nice notes to myself, and I put them all around my room, my mirror, different places. So on that moment when I'm not feeling that great, I can see those statements, those positive statements like, you're great, you're powerful, you've got this. Things like that can inspire you when you least expect. So I'm loving that. You have to transform. When you're doing that transformation, think about how you can nurture yourself, nurture your mindset, and build positivity within your soul, within yourself. And it comes from within, because, whatever we think or feel within our soul, it comes out one way or the other. Okay, it comes out. It's just like a balloon. Sometimes you have a balloon and you go to try to pop it, and it's hard, but it's sooner or later it pops. Okay, and when it pops, everything is gone. And that's how it works within our body and our spirit. If you hold things in. And I was sharing this with my girlfriend the other day. She would say, "No, don't say that. It doesn't look good," or whatever. And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, your truth is your power. Okay? Think about it. Your truth is your power. Okay? And if things have happened to you in your life that you can't ever share, and you hold them down inside of you, you're like the balloon, because eventually it's going to come out one way or another. Okay, you pop that balloon, it's all over the place, okay? And you don't really have control over it, but it's gone, it's destroyed, Or you've made such a big blunder that now you have to clean up the mess in life, okay? So I'm here to say, don't allow that to happen to you. Be real about your truth, who you are, no matter how painful it is. If you have to write about it, write about it. If you have to talk about it, talk about it. But do get it out, okay? Because that will avoid the explosion, Okay? That's how it works for me. I know everybody has their way, but that's how it works for me. If I don't say anything, if something bothers me and I don't say anything about it, then it eats at me today, tomorrow, the next day, and eventually, when I do finally say something, it doesn't necessarily come out the way I want it to come out. So I try to focus on things right away. Okay, focus on something that I don't like, or what have you, something that needs to be said. That's important. Okay, so for me, anyway. So we all have our ways, but this is what it means to me. Okay, so at the end of the day, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and don't let anybody take that away from you, that belief in yourself. We all have to work on that to some extent. Okay, I believe that. Okay, the next thing I want to share, I want to say in my list of things for transformation and building a positive, powerful mindset is be willing to do whatever it takes. Okay, be willing to do whatever it takes. When I was working as a teacher, I used to volunteer after school, and I was a veteran teacher at top salary. And people would ask me, they would be like, why are you staying after school and they are not paying you? I stayed after school to work with my black students, okay, on the Black History Month, okay? And I did it on a voluntary basis because they didn't want to pay me and they didn't want us to have Black History Month, okay? So I saw how much it meant to those students to get on that stage and to do their thing, singing, dancing, acting, what you tell me. Because of that, I volunteered my time after school, and I feel so good about that because I saw it in the children. The children felt good about themselves, and that's important. So I want to say this I said that to say this. Resilience is the key, okay? When you get knocked down, get yourself right back up. Okay, be willing to get up and come back fierce. Okay, don't be afraid of hard work. Don't be afraid of volunteering. Don't be afraid of getting to work a little earlier than the next person. Sometimes with the things that we think no one sees, they're watching. Okay, but most of all, God is watching. Okay, and you know what? What you put out, you get right back. All right, so remember that. Have the courage to do the work, okay? And then you will see the benefits, all right? And the next thing I want to go to is courage. That brings me to courage. Okay, if you notice, the people who have the courage to speak out, they might be labeled troublemakers, but you know what? They get it off their chest. They give it away. They give the frustration away, okay? And you have to work on doing that because it takes courage to be a leader. It takes courage to be a speaker. It takes courage to share and be vulnerable about the things that you've experienced, okay? And so, that's the advice I would say, that people who have a positive mindset, a growth mindset, they have the courage to grow. If you don't have the courage, you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to stay in your little box, okay? I'm going to get outside my box, okay? And I'm going to stand back and I'm going to take a reflective look at myself and see what I can do to make myself better. And if you want to grow and change for the better, you have to do the same thing. Have the courage, okay? And it's not easy, I know that. But if you're determined, you'll do what it takes to be on top, to find that success, okay? So have the courage, guys. Have the courage to stand the test of time. No matter what they put you in, no matter what the situation or the circumstances are, you must be able to endure in order to rise above, okay, adversities. Okay, in order to establish your growth mindset, you must have the courage to take the steps that are necessary to achieve your goals and to find success, okay? Don't just get knocked down and get right back up and keep knocking and keep trying until you get where you want to be. And that's why I'm here now pursuing my long-term goal of achieving my PhD. I've been saying it for the longest time. Hey guys, I see all the hearts. Thank you for the support and the inspiration. It's so real and means so much. And the reason why so many people just give up is because they feel like they're not supported or encouraged, And everybody doesn't have the courage to keep going, but I'm trying to inspire you. Do it. Defy the plan. Okay, it takes courage to defy the plan that others that are haters have for you. Okay, you got to defy that plan. Do it, okay? Be determined to be a winner. When everything else fails, determination and courage will keep you in the game right now, okay? Everybody has been at a point where they tried to break you. Don't let it happen. Keep your goals in your mind and fresh, and that is what a growth mindset is. Being able to rise above the circumstances and find your success. Okay? Speaking truth, y'all. Speaking truth, okay? My mission, sharing my experiences to empower others, to encourage others to achieve, like I'm trying to do with y'all right now. Okay? My passion, social justice, and the empowerment of positive role models for our children. Okay? We must be positive role models for our children. Okay? Positive black role models, social justice, and the empowerment of positive black role models, okay? Vision. My vision, this is my vision, developing educational organizations and scholarship opportunities in education, okay? Encouraging folks who think they can't do it, that yes, they can do it, and we can. You can. I can. Okay? I'm here to inspire and achieve. Please feel free to give me your most honest critique. I try to talk about critiques at the end of the day. If you really care about someone, it's all about how you critique them. It could be, you know what, if it's something that's not good, it's just the way you say it to someone, okay, that can make a difference. As an educator, I learned that, the child who keeps being told they can't, you can't, or you didn't do it right, but you have to turn it around and use psychology and show them that they can be successful if they just do this, that one little thing. So remember, take tiny steps. It takes tiny steps and small changes to make a difference. Okay, in closing, I want to say this, that Nelson Mandela, okay, said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. All right now. Thanks for joining me. Please give me your professional critique. Loving it.